So, here's the deal. Beyonce might have just cried over something a whole lot messier than a sad movie. The internet's on fire right now with whispers that her closest friend and Destiny's child sister, Kelly Rowland, may have been way too close to JayZ, like Becky with the good hair close. And the latest twist? La Anthony may have been the one to rip the lid off it all, dropping a truth bomb that even Queen Bey couldn't hold back the tears for. It sounds insane, but when you connect the dots, it paints a very different picture of the Carter-Knowles empire. Let's rewind a bit. JayZ's cheating allegations aren't new. Lemonade wasn't just Beyoncé's most honest album, it was her therapy, her fury, her get even moment. The lyric "Becky with the good hair" was the biggest breadcrumb, launching years of fan speculation. Names like Rachel Roy and Rita Ora floated around. But one name that never came up back then, Kelly Rowland, might have been the one we were all missing. That's where things start getting really awkward, because Kelly isn't just another celebrity. She's practically Beyoncé's sister. They grew up together, were in the same group, slept in the same hotel rooms, did the same rehearsals for years. But even with all that history, rumors have been growing louder that Kelly and JayZ may have had something going on behind the scenes. And it wasn't just business. Apparently, a leaked clip, shot in 4K, no less, allegedly shows Jay and Kelly in a very compromising moment. If that's legit, it's game over. And here's where things get even stickier. Fans are now pointing at Kelly's son, Titan, who she had in 2014. People swear he looks more like JayZ than his actual father, Tim Weatherspoon. Now, we're not saying anything for sure, but the internet loves to play detective, and side-by-side photos have been making the rounds. The timeline's wild, too. Titan was born in 2014, the same year Solange went full Mortal Kombat on Jay in that infamous elevator. Remember that? Everyone thought she was just angry about general cheating behavior. But now people are wondering, was Solange furious because Jay didn't just cheat, he cheated with Kelly? And the truth is, Kelly and Beyoncé's relationship has always had this weird tension. Go back to interviews from the Destiny's Child days. Kelly's always playing second fiddle. She even admitted it once, saying she knew she wasn't the favorite voice in the group and that it didn't bother her. But you could see it in her eyes. It did. Fans have pointed out how she always stood slightly behind Beyoncé in group photos, how the Knowles family seemed to treat her more like an extra than an equal. Matthew Knowles, Bey's dad, was notorious for giving all the shine to his daughter, while sidelining the others. Kelly reportedly wasn't having it. She started releasing music that subtly called all of this out. The 2013 track Dirty Laundry was especially raw. She opened up about being in the shadow of a more successful woman, feeling trapped in a toxic relationship, and being emotionally crushed. She never named names, but let's be real, it didn't take much imagination to fill in the blanks. And it wasn't just music. Behind the scenes, there were whispers that Kelly had started getting more distant from Beyoncé. Sure, they smiled for the cameras, but insiders claimed things were never the same. The trust was gone. And if the JayZ rumors were even half true, it makes total sense why. How do you look your childhood friend in the eye after sleeping with her husband? And that's just the beginning. Things get darker from here. The rumors didn't stop with just Kelly. Once JayZ's name got dragged through the mud for possibly having something more than a friendship with her, people started digging even deeper. And what they found made everything 10 times worse. Another name popped up, Rymir Satterthwaite. That might not be a name you've heard before, but his story is explosive. Rymir has spent years claiming that JayZ is his biological father. And not only that, he says Jay went to insane lengths to avoid taking a paternity test. According to Rymir, his mother Wanda met JayZ back in the early 90s when he was still known as Rock. At the time, Jay was 22 and Wanda was reportedly just 16. They allegedly hooked up at Wanda's aunt's apartment in Brooklyn. And despite using protection, things didn't go as planned. Wanda ended up pregnant. When she tried to contact Jay later, he was already on the rise to fame and totally ghosted her. She kept pushing, even filing legal documents trying to get him to take a paternity test. But every time she got close, the system suddenly shut down on her. She passed away in 2019 without ever getting the answer she fought for. Now, here's where it gets weird. After Wanda passed, Rymir's godmother, Lily, picked up the fight. And at one point, things actually looked hopeful. JayZ's in-house legal team reportedly reached out to them. They even discussed possibly signing Rymir to a music label, like a real olive branch. But suddenly, everything flipped. New lawyers stepped in, the tone got cold, and everything went dead silent. Lily now believes that once JayZ's team realized how young Wanda was when they hooked up, they shut it all down to protect him. Because if that timeline is real, and Wanda was 16, then we're talking about something way more serious than a secret child. And that brings us back to the pattern. JayZ has been linked to multiple women over the years, some publicly, some through whispers. Liv, a rapper and model, claimed Jay hit on her while he was married. She even dropped a diss track called Sorry, Mrs. Carter, practically bragging about how close they got. And let's not forget the long-standing rumors about Foxy Brown. She's been associated with Jay for years, and some say he's still secretly supporting her. But of all the names that have surfaced, Kelly Rowland is the one that hits hardest, not just because of who she is, but because of what she represents. Family. Kelly was supposed to be part of that inner circle, someone Beyonce could trust with anything. If there's even a sliver of truth to these rumors, it's not just a betrayal. It's a complete shattering of that tight-knit circle they built from childhood. And when you consider how carefully the Knowles-Carter empire controls their public image, it makes sense why none of this ever got confirmed or denied. They've always operated like a fortress. What happens behind closed doors stays there. But the internet doesn't forget. And fans have been connecting dots for years. Like the fact that Kelly and Beyonce barely collaborate anymore, or how their social media interactions seem cold at best. It's all subtle, but the vibes are off. And then there's the music. Beyonce poured her pain into lemonade, but people missed how Kelly might have been doing the same thing. Some of her older lyrics are being re-examined now, especially lines about betrayal and being used. Fans are wondering if those were low-key jabs, not at a lover but at her supposed best friend. And if that's true, it means this story isn't just about cheating. It's about a sisterhood that may have been broken in the worst possible way. Speculation hit another level when fans started rewatching old Destiny's Child interviews, this time with a different lens. What once looked like playful banter or subtle awkwardness now seems like something much deeper. People noticed how Kelly often deferred to Beyonce, barely getting a word in during press runs. There were moments where her facial expression said way more than her words ever could. Tight smiles, long pauses, eyes that didn't quite match the cheer in her voice. Looking back, it felt like she was holding something in. The truth is, Destiny's Child was never an equal group. Everyone knew Beyonce was the centerpiece. Her father managed them, her mother styled them, and her name was always the one in lights. Kelly and Michelle played their roles, but the spotlight wasn't built for them. And while Michelle seemed to accept that, Kelly not so much. She was talented, beautiful, and fans loved her. But no matter how hard she tried, she could never shake the image of being second best. That kind of pressure builds up, especially when you're standing beside someone the world treats like royalty. And it wasn't just emotional, there were real consequences. According to industry insiders, Kelly lost out on multiple solo opportunities because Matthew Knowles would redirect deals toward Beyonce. He allegedly blocked meetings, rewrote contracts, and even repackaged ideas Kelly came up with, only to hand them to his daughter. In a business where timing is everything, those moves cost Kelly years of progress. She was trying to build a legacy of her own while constantly being overshadowed. Then, in 2013, Kelly finally broke the silence with Dirty Laundry. The song didn't name names, but it didn't have to. The lyrics hit like confessions. She talked about being trapped in a toxic relationship, watching someone else's career soar while hers struggled, and dealing with abuse that no one seemed to notice. The rawness of that song struck a nerve. People finally saw a different side of Kelly, one that was hurting, fighting, and tired of pretending everything was perfect. But the biggest question remains: why JayZ? If the rumors are true, was it revenge? Was it a way to take power back after years of being sidelined? Or did something genuine develop between them, only to spiral into something much darker? Some fans believe Kelly may have felt entitled to her own version of power, her own way of pushing back against the machine that always put her second. And if that meant crossing a line, maybe she convinced herself it was justified. And let's be honest, JayZ doesn't exactly have a clean track record when it comes to loyalty. If the allegations are even halfway true, he's left a trail of broken trust across multiple cities and relationships. To him, it might have been just another mistake. But for Kelly and Beyonce, it was something else entirely. A fracture too deep to fully repair. Today, they still put on a united front. Public appearances, award shows, Instagram comments. They know how to play the game. But if you look closely, the sisterhood they once had seems more like a business arrangement now. Smiles without warmth, hugs without closeness. It's all polished but hollow. And with the rumors about Titan and that mysterious 4K footage floating around, it's hard not to wonder if the truth is just one bad headline away from detonating everything. But at the end of the day, this story isn't just about fame or betrayal. It's about power, resentment, and what happens when trust is broken in a place that was supposed to feel like home. And if any of it is real, the damage isn't just done, it's permanent.